I've been working on a couple of things. First of all, I released that video on Traefik 3 and just kind of refreshing my guide on how to get certificates for most of your internal services using Traefik, Let's Encrypt, and a few other things, so you can, I guess, secure or at least get the green lock when you access your services and kind of clean things up. So you can use a reverse proxy, and on top of that, you can use certificates that are publicly trusted, and everything's good. Everything inside your home, as long as they go through that, it should work. Hey, dude. Thank you so much. Lights are flashing. I don't know if they'll ever stop again, but dude, Girl Dev LV, thanks so much for the sub. Tier 1 sub. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. Those are never going to turn off unless someone triggers another scene. So I can try to reach, or I'll just just gonna let it fly like this. Anyways, thank you so much for the thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Yeah. If those lights flash too long, just change the scene. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But what I was saying, yes. So I'll just start over. So last week I released a video on YouTube, and it was all about Traefik 3, getting trusted certificates. They're publicly signed trusted certificates, so that you could use them in your I guess HomeLab or internal services, and so that you can use a reverse proxy and all the benefits of that. Outside of that, I've been working on a couple of things. You might have seen it on Twitter. I've been trying to I'm kind of building, or I don't know if I'm modifying yet. I don't want to get into modifying, but I'm trying to build, like, for me, at least for me, I know everyone's different, but I want to build like the perfect or the ultimate, like, all-in-one system. So what am I talking about, all-in-one system? What the heck are you talking about? Well, I prior to going to Kubernetes, I used Docker, and I had everything running in Docker, and I would build I would scale vertically. I would add things to that one server that I had. If I needed more RAM, I would add more RAM. If I needed drives, I would need more drives. And if I need a better CPU, I'd swap them out, which I did before in the past. And I kind of miss that. So in my head, I'm trying to think, like, out of everything that I have, and maybe some things that I need to buy, can I build like the perfect, like, all-in-one system? So that's what I've been trying to figure out with parts that I have and some parts that I bought. Like I dropped like $450 yesterday, like on a whim, to buy something, and it was Amazon Prime, which tipped the scales, and it was delivered the same day. So I was like, okay, and the cheapest on the internet. So now I'm making excuses. Anyways, that's what I've been working on, and I'm trying to figure out how to fit this huge, NVIDIA 3090 video card into there. Like, it's like the biggest card ever made. It's over 13 inches, and there just isn't a ton of room, at least in the case that I have. So I have a couple of cases that I'm going to play with and figure it out. But I want it to be rack mountable. Is it the end of the world if it's not? No, but I have a rack, so I want to get it rack mountable. Anyways, that aside, that's kind of what I've been working on. A lot of tinkering, which is fun, which is kind of fun to get back into. I don't know where this is going to take me. I have a couple of ideas, but I could be wrong. So anyways, that's what I've been working on. Let's figure out what you guys have been working on, and let's get into chat and see what you see all about it. I feel weird sitting down. I always stand up and stream. But like I said, my back's kind of like hurting because I've been like doing yard work and workout already today. So like my back is like, I was standing and I was like, I can't do that. Anyways, not going to talk about my ailments because I could talk about them all day. Let's see. Let's get into chat. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Let's see faces now. What I was talking about earlier. Romeo Jr., how's it going? Hey, lots of lows. Hey, hello. Let's see. I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm going to go with iCorbin. Are those lowercase L's or capital I's? I don't know, but I'm gonna go with L's because they're all lowercase. Anyways, L Corbulin. I put all my Raspberry Pis to work. Yeah, so your Raspberry Pis, put them all to work. Awesome. Yeah, I need to put all mine to work. I have most of mine working, but I do have a couple of CM4s. And I'm kind of like, I don't know what I want to do with them. It's I really want, I don't know, like if I'm gonna use any Pi again in the future, I'm not gonna use a micro SD card. I'm so over that. I'm so over that. That micro SD card in my LED panel back there is pretty much toast again for like the third time. And I'm tired of dealing with it. So anyways, if I ever do Raspberry Pi again, SATA or NVMe or something, because I'm so over micro SD for anything personally. Anyways, not going to complain. What'd you put them to work on? I'd love to know. Love to know. Hey, Girl Dev. Hey, thank you. Wow, my first time actually catching a stream live. Always catch the reruns on YouTube. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you commenting, and I appreciate the sub. So I appreciate it. Appreciate it all around. And yeah, making your way all the way from YouTube to Twitch, that is a giant chasm to cross. I appreciate it. I'm glad you made it here. Girl Dev, curious what you develop. What I assume you're a developer because it kind of looks like dev. Curious what you like to do, what you like to program, what language or what domain. But thanks, Yakto. All right, YWS update. YWS update. Yakto, building a 2U gaming rig prototype. Oh, man, all right. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. You got my attention. You got my attention. Let me turn this down a little bit. So building a 2U gaming rig prototype, idea is, if it works, wheeling a 25U full rack full of them to PDX LAN. Oh man, that is awesome. That is awesome. So I'm right there with you. So you do PDX LAN every year. Usually bring your gaming system, and you go with I think a lot of people from Craft Computing, Jeff especially, but you know, Craft Computing crew. You guys do it every year, and usually bring desktops or something like that. And this year you're going to bring a full rack. I love it, man. I love it. I hope you can get a decent sized video card in there. That would be tough. So then, a 25U, man, how are you going to get 25U rack there? Are you going to assemble it and disassemble it there? I have so many questions, but I can't wait to see it. Awesome, man. Good day. Hey, how's it going? Good to see you. Scotch 16. Project update. I got Ansible fully provisioning my network switches, routers, and APs. I also got it wiping and configuring my Dell servers via iDRAC, and then building an unintended install of ISO of Proxmox, and then laying that down in the Dells. Now the easy part, configure all of the hypervisor up to apps using Ansible. Yes, man. Dude, you figured out the hard part. So you figured out the hard part. The bare metal is the hardest part, I think, out there that they have to figure out when you're automating stuff. It's always bare metal that you have to deal with. And you got this going with iDRAC? Let me see this. Yeah, man. Okay, via iDRAC, and then building an unintended ISO for Proxmox. That is awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, going from bare metal, going from nothing to something is so hard. Bare metal provisioning is hard. It's like the holy grail when it comes to provisioning in general, you know, because there's always that, you know, I'm sure you know, if you have enterprise systems, it's a little bit easier, depending on what you're using. But getting it going at home is tough. That is awesome. I tried with iPixie, and I would do a wake on LAN and then tell, you know, the wake on LAN, the first boot device's network, but I never like scripted out the unintended installer or the answer file basically for anything, especially not Proxmox. So that is awesome, man. This is awesome, man. I'm getting jelly. That is awesome. Thanks for sharing, Crack Kitty. Yo, Tim, happy Saturday. How's it going, man? Good to see you, Crack Kitty. Good to see your name in here. It was a scratch. Drone NB. Gonna grab a sip. Speaking of scratches and sips, I don't know what they have to do with each other. I'm gonna also lower this so it doesn't look like I'm so short. The whole thing's shaking. That's because my whole entire desk is, I can raise it and lower it. Anyways, that's shaking. All right. Drone B. Tim, did you get your external traffic policy local working with KubeVip using per service leader election? Ooh. Did I get my external traffic policy local working with KubeVip and using leader election? Dude, I think so. I have to go back and check. I think so. I think I'll have to look at my configuration. Once I move on to, once I move on to the next thing, it's kind of hard to like remember like what I have working. I'll check though. I'll check my config, and you can ping me in Discord. I think I have 3 clusters running now. I'd have to check. Yeah, good question though. Yeah, man, you're testing me on my memory more than my technology. Dude, iLoot, thank you so much. Dude, iLoot, tier 1. 44 months, currently at 44th Street. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, man. 44, almost 4 years, dude. iLoot. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate all you do. iLoot's a mod. He's awesome. He's in the Discord and good all-around guy. Good all-around guy, for sure. Those lights are going to flash. They're just going to flash. I'm just going to leave them on. Romeo Jr., working on fixing permissions on my NFS share, which houses all of my Docker Compose files, Wells. so you have, I got you. So you have your Docker Compose files on an NFS share, which then has some permission issues, and you need to fix it. Let me know how that goes. That sounds interesting. I wonder, yeah, why are your Compose on an NFS share? Probably because, yeah, I kind of get it. You probably have a folder where all of your Docker stuff is for Compose, all your volumes and stuff like that, and that's mounted over NFS. So it, whatever your compute is, doesn't necessarily have the storage, and so you can kind of dividing that up. I like it. But then permission issues, don't like it. Not so much, because those are tough. Linux permissions, even Windows, both permissions are just, I don't know, kind of. I always go overboard and make them too wide and then realize they're too wide when something tells me they're too wide. But yeah, good luck figuring it out. Hey, Colin, how's it going? I'm reinstalling my 2 Proxmox servers, upgrading to PVE 8, and moving from Docker in LXCs to Docker on VMs, hopefully to achieve some more stability with this move. Awesome, man. That is awesome. Okay, so reinstalling 2 Proxmox servers. Sounds like a good day. Upgrading to PVE 8. Yeah, that sounds like a good day too. 8 is pretty good. I mean, 8 is awesome. I think everything from like 5 up has been super stable and awesome, and they've been revving on so many features. I've had 0 problems with 8. I had to think, because sometimes I'm like way too optimistic with stuff. And then someone's like, oh, you said you didn't have problems, but remember 2 weeks ago you did this thing? So I had to think for a second. But yeah, zero problems. It is going to get real bright in here. Oh my, I need my sunglasses for light mode. Yeah, so and then okay, so moving from Docker in LXCs to Docker in VMs, hopefully to achieve some more stability. Yeah, I think that sounds like a good move all around. I haven't used Docker inside of LXC. It sounds like kind of crossing the streams a little bit when you have LXC containers, Linux containers, and then Docker containers inside of there. I'm sure it's doable, and I'm sure it works. But yeah, I go the other way. I do what you do, which is like VM and then Docker for sure. I'm sure the other way works too. I just like, I don't know, maybe I'm old school. I like VMs and they're familiar. Maybe I should get out of my bubble and do some more LXCs. But awesome, sounds awesome. I'm sure it'll be more stable. I mean, what's not to like about, hey, upgrading Proxmox, right? I don't know. When it comes to updates in general, I realize there's 2 types of people. There's 2 types of people when it comes to updates. There's the, oh my gosh, I don't want to touch it. I don't want your updates. You're going to break everything. And or you're going to add a whole bunch of other services and bog my stuff down and probably add some tracking. I don't want any of that. Then there's the other type of person when it comes to updates, which is me, which is like, give me the updates. I want them as soon as possible. If you have an RC, I'll probably take it. If you have an alpha, sign me up. Because in those updates is going to come a ton of fixes, probably some more features, and it's going to fix everything that I've had problems with. I feel like there are those 2 types of people, and I'm always curious, like, what type of person you are when it comes to update. Me, I'm an optimist when it comes to updates. So, and I think you are too. Hey, Colin, because you're going to 8, right? 8. Because if not, you would be like, 6 is pretty good, 7's pretty good. I'm good. Awesome. iCorbin, I'm going to go with iCorbin because it looks so easy to say that way. The other way is who knows. Yeah, Ansible is a good task since we have rolled it out at work. I agree. I agree. Mamens. I don't know why there are two, but I like it. Mamens. I don't know if it's mens or mamens, but I kind of like the pronouncing them twice. Anyways, mamens. Making a big break with HomeLab. Making a big break with HomeLab just to reevaluate things slowly but sure. Cost is going up. Oh, I see what you mean. So you're saying like, hey, I'm taking some time off with HomeLabbing, maybe reevaluating some stuff because, it's getting expensive. Whether that be buying new hardware or power or energy costs are going up, or the the cost on your time is probably going up. Probably all three. And I get it. What I would say, and that's totally fine. I've been there. I've totally been there. Like before I started doing, content on Twitch and YouTube, I would bounce back and forth. Like I would, I'd do 3 months of gaming, and then I'd be so bored with games, I'd get into tech and start doing HomeLab stuff, and then I'd make everything work, redo everything, make it perfect, and then there would be nothing left to do, and then I'd go back to gaming. So. Yeah, I totally get it. Sometimes you just need to take a break from stuff. And I will say, though, that, I've done this so many times. Just realize it's not a sprint. It's more like a marathon, except for you got to like running, right? And so if you don't like running at all, then it's probably not a good thing for you. But if you do like running, which is HomeLabbing in this scenario, it's a marathon. It's not like, hey, I gotta, really, if you think about it, HomeLabbing in general, you're like adding all of this work to yourself to do and tasks, and if you work in IT, it's maybe the same sort of thing, but you're doing it all. You're the person who identifies the problem. You're the person who supports the problem. You're the person who fixes the problem. You're the person who buys the thing and upgrades the thing. So you take on a lot of roles, and I get it that like, hey, sometimes people don't like doing that. I personally like it. For me, it's been a great hobby. I love it. I wouldn't even be here right now if I wasn't doing it. But I totally get it. And I've been there. And you know what? Time away makes the heart grow fonder. My wife says that. So I'm gonna apply it to this too. And so, but that's totally fine. You don't have to like it. It'll be there when you're ready. How about that, right? I'm Emil. I think it's I'm Amelie. Amelie. Hey everyone, how's it going? Good to see you. G'day. Hey Tim, how do you snapshot? Oh, here we go. How do you snapshot your TrueNAS before upgrading? I haven't found a way to do this for the OS only, which is virtualized, with the remaining disks being attached through pass-through. I'm using Proxmox hypervisor. Can't you do a snapshot or a backup of your current system? I thought so. I thought it was just like when you just like right before you upgrade, how it'll give you, or if you're gonna move systems, you just create a backup really quick. I mean, I haven't done it in so long. I've only really used that backup once, and that was actually when I was moving to a new. I've used it twice, and it was exactly when I went from virtual to physical. You should be able to just click backup system, and it'll download a big bundle of stuff you need. And then when you go to the new system, you would apply that bundle. I know you're not moving systems, but what I'm saying is like that's the same config that you would use before you do something drastic or something that might break something. So yeah, I mean, there are built-in backup stuff. There are built-in ways to export your configuration. How about that? I think that's a better way to put it. Otherwise, if you're doing Proxmox in a virtual machine, don't do what I did and run a backup on TrueNAS, but the backups actually live on TrueNAS, because you'll really get into an inception where everything goes crazy. And if you haven't done it before, it's not fun, where you take a backup of TrueNAS and your storage lives on TrueNAS, and that's virtualized, and yeah, it just never comes back. You have to reset it. But yeah, just act like you're doing a backup really quick and back it up. You should be able to export your config. Modest Tim, how's it going? I just updated my prod Traefik to V3, kind of YOLO'd it, and did the Helm upgrade without changing anything, and surprised it worked. I wasn't affected by any breaking changes. Yeah, yes, yes. So that's a good point. I talked to some of the folks at Traefik before, right before the 3 was released, and they said, you know, that's one of their goals was to make this a little more seamless and to have less breaking changes than they have in the past. Like in the past, they've changed CRDs like on a dot release, you know, and it's like, whoa, you just pretty much broke your contract, your API contract with all of your users, just because, right? And I'm sure there were good reasons, but I think that was a good lesson for them where they said, hey, you know what? We're trying to be forward compatible, right? Forward compatible. And I try to do that with my stuff too. I mean, I have a little simple little link server, you know, that runs, it's, you know, your homepage thing. But I said very early on, like, I'm not gonna introduce any breaking changes. That was a decision on my part where I said 0 breaking changes. If there's a breaking change, it'll be a new version, because I wanted people to update that container that I release sometimes 2-3 times a day, sometimes 5 times a week, sometimes once a month, because I have CI behind it. I just wanted everyone to be able to update that with confidence and never have to worry about something if it broke. And so, you know, a few times people have opened pull requests to say, hey, let's change this. This makes more sense. And I just have to say, no, not going to do it. I totally get it that it makes more sense. And if I had a do-over, I would do it that way. But because I don't want to, you know, break my contract with my clients or the people who are consuming my container, I'm just going to leave it and we're going to move forward. So anyways, yeah, updating without being scared is a nice feeling. Yeah, and I think it takes discipline. I think it takes discipline. Just being a developer in general. And after you do it long enough, and after you live in the shoes of the person who's had things broken on them many times, I think then you start to, you know, have, you know, empathy then for the people you're creating stuff for, if you ever create developer tools. And on the same side, then you start having, you know, a little more empathy towards the people who are releasing stuff too. Because yeah, it's, you know, being a developer, you're just like, I want to use the latest and greatest. I want everything to be perfect. And you know what? I did something wrong last time. And so let's swap it out. But, yeah, I think you have to decide early on. And I think your customers, you know, the people consuming your stuff will be more happy if you you know, don't introduce breaking changes unless, you know, you introduce a major version. I mean, that's kind of the gist of versioning in general, semantic versioning. You know, it's, you know, major release can introduce breaking changes. Everything else is fix or patch or whatever. Anyways, that's a lot of developer speak. But going back to what you were saying, that Traefik with everything worked, that is awesome. I noticed that there were a few things that were deprecated. I did notice that if you upgrade the CRDs too, because you're probably using it, and if you said you're using it in Helm, if you upgrade the CRDs, things might get a little wild. And I'm assuming you did if you did it with Helm then. But, you know, there's a new batch of CRDs for, I think it's 28 or something, V28 on their Helm package, or their Helm release. Anyways, upgrade your CRDs and see if anything breaks. And if you've already done that too, then that is awesome. I did, yeah, new CRD, awesome. That is great news. That is great news. I haven't done it yet, mainly because I released that video on Traefik 3, and then I was like, I know I should dog food my stuff, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm not gonna possibly break my reverse proxy in the day I release a video when I have links that link back to my documentation. I was like, I had to I had to pump the brakes. I had to adult for a little bit, even though I wanted to do it. Sometimes you got to adult. Girl Dev, setting up an Arista DCS 705 OSX 64R 48P 10 gigabit SFP plus switch in my rack. That is awesome. Okay, Arista switch. I'm there with you. 48 port, 10 gig SFP plus. It's my first managed switch. Hoping I can manually control the fans on it like my Dell PowerEdge servers. That is awesome. So awesome. Congratulations on your, whoa, Sigor, dude, how's it going? How you doing? Sigor, Prime sub, 37 months. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Thanks, man. Good to see you in here. But girl, Dev, going back to what you were saying, that is awesome. So it's your first managed switch. Congratulations. There's going to be so many things you could do. You could set up VLANs. You could do a lot. QoS, you name it, whatever you want to do. But VLANs especially, and you could do cool stuff, cool things other than that. You have a lot of options now. That is awesome. And hopefully you can manually control the fans. I don't know how that works. I don't know how that works on switches. I guess it depends. On mine, I can't. So I'm assuming you're saying that because maybe they're louder, a little bit louder than you like them to be. I hope you can figure it out. I realize though, most of the time, if you think something should be done, like turn the fans down, someone else thinks that too, who actually either has knowledge of the product or knows how to put in a hack to do it. So going back to my tweet the other day, where there's a will, there's a way. And so I'm sure if you think they're loud or you want to turn them down, someone else also does, and they probably have figured out how to do it if you know the OS that's running on there is a little bit open or exposed. So sounds awesome. Congratulations on your first managed switch. Sounds awesome. I'm Amelie. Hi, doing okay? I'm working more than learning Docker and Portainer. Got help from the Discord earlier. Really appreciate the community here. Yeah, no problem at all. Migrating Proxmox CT to Docker to try and learn. Awesome. Yeah, so a couple of things. Yeah, I agree. Community's awesome, super helpful, super knowledgeable. I totally agree. We're really close to like 10,000 people now. It's crazy. It's crazy that there are 10,000 people in there. It's pretty awesome. And migrating Proxmox CT to Docker. I assume Proxmox containers to Docker to try it and learn. Awesome. Yeah, I think learning Docker goes a long way. And even if you're just using it for home containers, I think the time you spend in Docker learning Docker commands kind of teaches you about containers in general. So that if you ever try Kubernetes or anything else, you'll think like, oh yeah, in Docker, this is how I looked at the logs, and it's very similar how you do that. So, yeah, awesome, congratulations, a lot of good things going on. Good shot, bad aim, I like it. Hey, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. I hope your aim improves. I like the name. Modest Tim, nice to love Arista products. Yeah, for sure, there are lots of love. There's lots of love. Not plural, for Arista in our Discord, for sure. For sure, a lot of people. Tyson, the Tyrant, hey, thanks for the follow, appreciate it. Let's see here, Crack Kitty, oh, nope, I already said that. Like a true developer, yeah, that is for sure, I agree. Modest Tim, should do a coding stream of you fixing the bug. Oh, yeah. Maybe, yeah, sometimes, my code is better now. I mean, I'm never proud of my own code. I mean, sometimes I am, but not this code. This code is just like terrible code. And I'm not saying that just because I'm trying to be modest. It's just like, hey, let's hack in a ton of stuff to get, my bots to work with like 15 different things throughout my house, along with Twitch, Twitter, all that. Anyways, yeah, maybe I should. I mean, my secrets are hidden in environment variables, so yeah, it might be fun sometime. I did, so it's funny you mentioned that, because like in the beginning, one of my first streams outside of gaming was actually programming, and it was writing a Discord bot and debugging a Discord bot live in the channel, which I thought was so much fun because, I had a bot running on my local machine. Chat then was actually throwing in commands to try to break my bot. And as they were throwing in commands, I was actually debugging it live during the stream because I was connected to the Twitch API and doing it. So yeah, ton of fun. I should get back to that at some point, for sure. But like I said, like that code's gonna be bad. I feel like I should rewrite a good portion of it so you guys don't think less of me if you see it. But yeah, good. That's a good suggestion. Question: if you set up your HomeLab using a consistent top-level domain, how do you fix? I.e., have someone blank. Some have blank. Oh, I wish I knew what this said. I wish I knew what this said. If you set up your HomeLab using a consistent top-level domain, how do you fix? I.e., some have and some have blanken. Dude, I wish I knew what this said. Stoop loops. I wish I knew what this said. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move on. I wish I knew what it said. I was doing a long pause in case you were still in chat and was gonna throw something in there. But yeah, I wish I knew what that said. It sounded like a fun one to figure out. It's oik. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Trey Pop, looking into a mesh network using OpenWRT and building a new mechanical keyboard. Wow, that's the gist of my weekend tech projects. Those are pretty awesome. I love it. They're like on opposite ends of the spectrum too, right? So you want to build a mesh network with OpenWRT, probably. I'm assuming you mean, well, it could be a couple of things. I don't know if you need a Wi-Fi mesh system. That's probably what you mean. I was thinking like a internet connected mesh system between multiple OpenWRT systems, like the router, the firewall piece across, many different, across the WAN. But I think maybe, I'm assuming what you're talking about is doing it for Wi-Fi, which is also awesome. That is awesome. I played a little bit with OpenWRT. It's so fun. It's so fun. It's pretty low level stuff. So it's I don't know. It's super fun. Wi-Fi mesh. All right. I'm like, man, there are so many meshes now. There's so many meshes now, but it was Wi-Fi mesh. I had a feeling. As soon as you said OpenWRT, it was kind of like, okay, it's got to be Wi-Fi mesh. That is awesome. So yeah, so building wireless mesh sounds sweet. And you have a lot more control than, using, some other, third-party thing and using their mesh system, which is mostly just magic. Hey, it'll just work. OpenWRT gives you a lot of configuration, a lot of dials in there to kind of dial it in. And then, yeah, mechanical keyboard. I never built my own. Like I have my own Keychron right here. I've had mechanical keyboards for a while. Oh, I forget how heavy this Keychron is. And I love how heavy it is. There are few things in the world where weight determines quality. I think keyboards are one of them. Keyboards and speakers. Power supplies. So those are the three things that I know for sure. Like if you pick them up and they're heavy, they're gonna be good. They're gonna be good. This keyboard probably weighs, I don't know, 5 pounds, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you pick it up, you're like, oh, and it's cold metal too. Anyways, this is not a commercial for that for this keyboard, but man, when you pick something up and it's like a keyboard and it's cold metal and it's heavy, you're like, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, speakers is another one. I learned that early on. Like, hey, they have good magnets. They're and they're heavy. They're gonna be pretty good. Power supplies is the other one. You pick up a power supply and that thing's like, weighs a good 5 pounds. It's gonna be good. So, anyways, I don't know if all that's true, but just my experience. Anyways, awesome on the keyboard. I've never built one before. I've seen so many videos where people are pulling them apart and lubing them and going crazy and changing switches out. I kind of went the the easy way out and just got my Keychron. But I'm here with you. I enjoy anyone who likes to put that, if you're an enthusiast enough to build your own keyboard. I think that's awesome. That means you love keyboards and you want it to be exactly the way. So pretty awesome. That is awesome. I wish I could do that. Denabime, how's it going? The Traefik 3 video was short on describing the differences. Oh yeah. Yeah, I debated that for a long time. And how do I describe this? So one, thank you for the feedback. I totally get it. But I had to make a decision. And this goes into content strategy, so I'm probably gonna bore you for a second. But I wanted this to be greenfield, to where it's gonna apply always to Traefik 3. And if it always applies to Traefik 3, that means some people won't have ever used Traefik 2. And so I didn't wanna, and I might do this in the future, I didn't wanna compare Traefik 2 to Traefik 3 because I didn't want to, and it was a choice. It was a choice because I write my scripts, and that was probably one where I thought, people are gonna, if they know me, they're gonna want to know the differences. But I thought, you know what? In a year, no one's gonna be using Traefik 2, and in a year, I still want this to be relevant, and I don't want to talk about the differences. So, anyways, I appreciate your feedback. That is good feedback, and I totally get it. If I ever make an upgrade video, that's when I'll cover those topics. And or if I ever cover, hey, what's new? in 3 only, then I might too. So anyways, yeah, that's good feedback. I appreciate it, Denabine. Got a new avatar too. No more glasses, no more blue hair. Looks good. Corbin, the Traefik video was very good. Thanks for that. And thanks for the writing on the website. Hey, no problem. Yeah, I try to do my best on the website with creating at least commands and content that you can copy and paste. Sometimes there's like no point of even writing an article for it, but I still do, just so I can look back in my head in my blog and say, oh, these are the days I release videos. It's like a little bit easier than doing it on YouTube every time and going there. Anyways, I appreciate it. And yeah, if there's ever like copy pasta type commands and stuff like that, I'll definitely put it there. I enjoy that stuff. I enjoy it too. You know, I used to, you know, write tech content stuff for internally at a lot of places I worked at, and it was always fun doing that. But you know, once you start automating stuff, then you don't need to spell stuff out like that. But when you're teaching it, you do. So I appreciate it. Buy 5 Giraffe. For your Let's Encrypt certs for internal traffic, do you just make an A record that points to your public IP and open your 80 and 443 temporarily to renew the certs a few times a year? No, I don't do that. No, it's a good question. So you're like, hey, you have internal certs. Like when they renew every 90 days, like how are they renewing themselves? Well, there's a couple ways you can validate that you own your domain, right? The HTTP challenge is what you're thinking about, and that's where hey, when it needs to renew, you tell Let's Encrypt, hey, like this is my domain, and it will go to verify that some file is there. Like you have to put a file in there, kind of like an answer file with some key in there, and basically saying like, hey, I own this domain. Not in those words. That's not the format. But if you're able to create a file on a web server on a domain, that's a pretty good sign that you probably own the domain. So that's the HTTP challenge, right? And it requires that you open those ports so that Let's Encrypt can go and query, you know, your web server to look for that file. The way I do it is DNS challenge, which basically says you don't have to have any open ports at all. And what it will do, or Lego in this case, or Traefik, what it does is it goes and creates a text record on your DNS, in your DNS, a text record that then Let's Encrypt will say, hey, do you have this text record that was created in DNS? And if so, does it have values or whatever? And then it will verify, and then, you know, you get your certificate. So anyways, long story short, I don't have to open ports because I use the DNS01 challenge. I would highly recommend doing that. It's the easiest approach. I used to do the HTTP challenge a long time ago, and then I realized that, like, what am I doing? Like, I would rather do this, you know, without opening ports and have to verify and drop files on my servers. So anyways, long story short, DNS01 challenge. There are other challenges too, others that I haven't done before. But that's the one I've been going with ever since I've been teaching this, because it's so easy. It's like, okay, create, you know, get a token from your DNS provider, boom, you're done. Let it do its, you know, thing and create records and verify them, and you're done. So yeah, every 90 days, it's going to do that. And I think once it gets within like 2 weeks of the 90 days, it will start attempting. So it's really like 2 weeks shy of 90 days, it'll attempt, and it's most likely going to succeed the first time, right? So it's really less than 90 days, but on you know, once it gets within 2 weeks, it's going to attempt every day. It's going to try. It's going to keep trying. It wants you. It wants new certificates for you. And so yeah, and then yeah, that happens. Yeah, it happens pretty often. I use Cloudflare for a lot of stuff, but I also have like a certificate notification that that tells me if my certificate's changed. And so I know when Let's Encrypt does it, or Traefik does it with the Lego client with Let's Encrypt. I know that it happens because I'll get an alert from Cloudflare saying, hey, there's a new, like, you have a new certificate on this endpoint, just to let you know. And it's awesome. I'm like, thank you, Traefik. I know it's Lego, but you know, Trafik's doing it for me, and I don't even need to think about it anymore. Like, it's so reliable. You don't even think about it. It's honestly set and forget it once you get it going. Like, I've had certificates renewing for years for years, and I don't even think about it, you know. And it's awesome. Like Let's Encrypt is what I feel like one of the best things that's happened in tech in a long time. Is just like, hey, you know what? Let's make getting certificates easy compared to these companies that were gating secure certificates who wanted you to buy them. I'm not saying that's not a good thing. Like I get it. Like there's more trust. There's a lot more that goes into certificates. But for a lot of the people who just want to secure their endpoints and who weren't before, it is awesome. It is awesome. So, anyways, I'm so glad that Let's Encrypt is a thing and that I learned how to use it way back. So. 3 Pork Chop Express, how's it going? I haven't seen you in a while. Just ordered the SC847, so a super micro NAS. Oh, I like where this is going. Going to install TrueNAS and use storage for my Proxmox nodes. Awesome. I will need to migrate all storage from my servers to this new storage. Very excited, but nervous about messing something up. Never done this before. Okay, I have some tips. Awesome. Okay, so you're getting a new NAS, going to install TrueNAS as storage for Proxmox nodes. We'll need to migrate all storage from my servers to this new storage. Very excited. There's a couple things like if you're using ZFS already, it's kind of easy. I'll say kind of easy because if you're using ZFS on something already, it's pretty awesome. You can basically take those disks and put those into another system because the metadata for that array is stored within the array. That you should be able to just import it, and it's like nothing. It's like nothing ever happened. I've moved drives. I've shuffled the order around. I forgot what order they were in, and I'm like, hope this works. And every time, as soon as you put ZFS into a system that knows ZFS, like TrueNAS, right away it's just like, okay, here you go. Here's your your array or your data. So that might be easy. If not, you're just going to have to transfer files over the network, which should be pretty good. I mean, you could use Robocopy or something like that. Some you want to use, if you're going to do, copies, you want to use a client that can actually copy them and verify them, like their hash value, to make sure they are what they are. But I'm not trying to scare you. You got this. But yeah, sounds awesome. And then, okay, so then Proxmox will use that storage for your VMs, I assume. Did I read that right? For my Proxmox nodes. Use the storage for your Proxmox node. Gotcha. Nope, it's just going to be your storage for your Proxmox nodes. Kind of what I have too. Like I have NFS connected to all of them. You got this. It's easy. I won't say it's easy, but you got this. If you know enough to like, hey, I'm going to buy a NAS from Supermicro and throw TrueNAS on it, you got this. If not, throw it in Discord. We have a storage channel. I'm sure we would love to know, but you're 3 Pork Chop Express. You're already there. You got it. Forgot it was you for a second. Trey Pop, you could try Netboot on the Pis. Yeah, that is exactly right. So going back to that, like Netboot on the Pis, yeah, for sure, absolutely. Yeah, I that's what I would do too. That's what I probably should do. Thank you for saying that. Now that that's registered, thank you. That is exactly what I should do because I'm so over MicroSDs. Trey Pop, thanks. Now you gave me something else, some other rabbit hole to go down, because I have 3 Raspberry Pis that are running 24/7 in my home, and I'd say every couple of years, one of the MicroSDs gets corrupted. And I know it's probably like, I should probably replace it, but I just do a low-level format on it and put it back in because it works. And so that's a good point. All right, Netboot. I should get that going. Like I have like the craziest infrastructure ever here to where that should be fine. The only thing is with Netboot, does it need to be, can it do over Wi-Fi? If it can go over Wi-Fi, yes. If not, then, I'm still in trouble. But if it could go over Wi-Fi, then yeah, I should totally check it out for sure. ZFS, some pools, etc. Okay, we'll need to plan my storage strategy out. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's, yeah. I mean, it's super long-winded, but I have a video on TrueNAS, like optimizations and kind of things to think about and disk layouts and performance. So if you want a snoozer and you want a bedtime story, you could check that out. But Tom Lawrence, he has everything on he's got everything on TrueNAS. He's got you covered too, for sure. Tom Lawrence does. iCorb and Raspbies are working on Boink for Einstein at Home Science Project. Oh, so they're working for something, Einstein at Home Science Project. That is awesome. I don't know what the Einstein at Home project is, but it sounds awesome. It sounds like, hey, it sounds like something like, SETI at Home or something like that, which unfortunately is shut down or not taking new submissions. But it sounds awesome because it sounds like some larger project that individuals can dedicate some compute to and submit to. I'm making a whole lot of assumptions, but when I see something at home and I think about folding at home and SETI at home, that's usually what they are. But that is awesome. Yeah, it sounds awesome. And if it's Einstein, it's probably math. Sigor, how's it going? Hey, everyone. Still trying to get my Traefik installed on my Ubuntu server, but there's something about using port 8080 and 8443 it doesn't seem to like. Hopefully the new video you just posted will be what I need. Yeah, man. Let me know if you don't get it, Sigor. But yeah, I think it should. I learned a lot from doing, the Traefik video prior to that. I kind of knew where the landmines were and where people had problems, and so I was sure to address a lot of that, including diagrams and stuff like that. But you got it, man. You got it. You should get this. So 8443 and 8080. Why does 8443 sound so familiar? It sounds like some port that I use. I get it. It's probably self-signed cert and someone's using 8443, but it sounds more like a service that I should know about. Anyways, 8080, everyone uses that too. Retro Daredevil MicroSDs are a pain for sure, but if you are careful to make sure your Pi isn't constantly writing logs, then it'll usually last a long time. DietPi has some nice defaults to help with that. Good call. I'm glad you said that because, yeah, I totally remembered. There's like a log to RAM or something like that. And I do have log to RAM. Well, I learned about log to RAM way late, way late. And so the first, I think, 3 years, I was writing to disk, all the logs, everything. And I think it's called log to RAM, where you basically set up a log drive that's in RAM that, instead of doing lots of little reads and writes, I think it'll just batch it all up and do it all at once, which is I think to help prolong the card. So no, good point, man. I'm getting all kinds of good advice or things to look into for the next time I do my Pis. I still, if I could get network boot working over Wi-Fi, I think that's the way to go for me, because then that means no micro SDs at all, and sounds like a good project. Sounds like a good project for me to set up. So it might have YouTube written on all over it too. Thank you guys so much for the tips. I'm jealous of Scotch. I am too. Well, yeah, for sure. I think Scotch was talking about like automating with Ansible from nothing to bare metal and getting Proxmox on it using iJack. Yeah, totally. I am too. Han Weeby, I don't know, but I'm not great at pronouncing names I don't recognize. But hey, Gratis from Netherlands. I think that means hello from Netherlands, or it means like from Netherlands. No, I'm sure it means hello or greetings from Netherlands. Hey, greetings from the U.S. in the northern state of Minnesota. Traypop, DietPi is my go-to for almost every project because of that. Yeah, I should use more of DietPi. I hear about it all the time, but then I'll hear about quirks of DietPi. Like the times I hear about DietPi is when people are having problems with things like my K3s Ansible playbook or something else, But for the most part, I don't hear anything about it, which is a good sign. That means it works for most of the things that people use it for. I should look into that some more too, because it's 100% optimized, for Raspberry Pis and for these devices. And I should do it some more. Although, now that someone said Netboot, I'm loving that. I'm loving that. Because like I said, I want to be done with micro SDs. Like, I only want to put micro SDs in my camera, and even that I don't even want to do. I wish I had a real hard drive or something. But I'm just so over micro SDs because, they're just slow read and write, and just the pain for sure. Just the pain. Retro Daredevil, I'm a big fan of DietPi because I know that if I ever need to use something besides Raspberry Pi, DietPi usually has images built for whatever I want to run on it. Yeah, that's a good point too. I need to look into it. I love that they have like, there's like the DietPi logo is like neon green, and I think it's like someone's face or something, or it's neon green pie. I don't know. When I look at it, I think radioactive. Anyways, that's good to know too. I should definitely check it out. Definitely check it out for sure. Heyo, what up? Amateur Wizard, how's it going? Girl Dev, I have an agency that builds full stack web app and mobile apps, mainly in JavaScript, TypeScript. Yeah, Angular, no, you're speaking my language. Angular, Node, Express, Mongo, Postgres as a base. Working a lot of government contracts currently, but wanting to transition into building my own SaaS apps. Man, you're living the dream. That is the dream, right? That is the dream. Like everyone wants to build a SaaS app because then it's like, okay, sweet. I have people who are going to subscribe, and there's my income. Yeah, I'm right there with you. So you have an agency that does all of this. That is awesome. So you already have an agency that does that stuff. Congratulations on that. That is awesome. That you're able to, lead people in that way. But yeah, I do a lot of full stack web mobile apps. So I'm a developer outside of YouTube. I do a lot of infrastructure and stuff on YouTube. But yeah, my part-time, I guess, kind of gig is basically doing all of that too. So pretty awesome. Yeah, but yeah, that's the dream is building a SaaS. Like every developer or product manager nowadays, or anyone who wants to launch a new digital product, they want a SaaS, right? They want a SaaS because hey, for all the reasons, but mainly because it's basically subscription, right? It's getting people into a subscription. And at the same time, most of it is self-service too. So it's like the best of both worlds, to where people get to use your product. They're gonna maybe pay for it, probably have a generous free tier to get them in the door, and then at the same time, it's gonna be self-service, which people like. Yeah, it's awesome. I like my Alexi's with no chaser. I like it, Amateur Wizard. Yeah, that is good. That is good. Would the chaser be Docker? I think the chaser's Docker. So you just like Alexi, no chaser. I like it. Corbin, Docker under LXC works good here. 12 containers in there. Oh yeah, for sure. I know a lot of people have figured it out. I remember in the beginning, I think there was pains, but I think people figured out how to do it the right way now. Denabime, how do I extend the pod timeout defaults on K3S? Oh, it keeps telling me my Rancher pods before they finish. Oh, the pod timeout. Oh, yeah. So a couple of things. So on Rancher, so you've deployed it using the Helm, I assume using Helm, and you're saying, hey, like the pod timeouts, failing, keeps killing my Rancher pods before they come out. So there's a couple of things. So there's a couple of things. I kind of understand what's going on. Like Rancher should have its own. So each deployment, right, in Kubernetes, a deployment defines their health checks and how many health checks can fail, and also how long to wait before starting those health checks. Right, and that's part of the schema of a kind of type deployment in Kubernetes. So you might want to look at that instead of changing something global in Kubernetes, because I don't like if you're going to change something in K3S, a lot of the things that you're going to tweak is like timeout between node communication, when to take a node out, when leader election helps, and all of that. And those are more global, like kind of etcd type of the things. So I think what you want to do is look at Rancher's Helm. Oh, after I got the question, you got it. But what I would do is look at Artifact. I think it's Artifact.io, whatever the global Helm chart manager is. In there, you'll see all of the default values for almost every Helm chart. You'll see it for Rancher, and then you'll see the ones that you can also change. I would just go in there, change. If they have a key for health checks and timeouts, I forget what it is. It's like, initial check time or something like that. And basically you want to say, hey, don't even do a health check. Like wait 10 seconds, wait 15 seconds. So you're not killing my pod before it starts up. But You got this. You got this, as you said. Good day. I have questions about how to do snapshots in TrueNAS. How do you ensure VM consistency when running NFS that's mounted on Proxmox? Ooh. So I have snapshots on TrueNAS. Okay, so there's ZFS snapshots. How do you ensure VM consistency when running NFS that is mounted on Proxmox? I think, okay. So I think I kind of understand what you're saying. So if I get, I'm totally making assumptions and breaking this up. I had to think about it in my head. So you're running TrueNAS, and TrueNAS has an NFS share, and then I assume you're running Proxmox, but your VMs are stored over NFS on TrueNAS. Maybe I don't know. And then how do you ensure consistency? I don't know. I don't know if you're doing that. What I would say is, if you have also, if you're also backing up stuff with TrueNAS, I don't know. So on Proxmox, I take my snapshots there. I do my backups there. They back up to NFS. I've never had like issues doing that. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on. But if you're then doing that over NFS, and now you're doing snapshots also, and then also snapshots in TrueNAS, I'm not sure. I would say like stick with whatever, if you are mixing stuff up like that and you're doing snapshots here, snapshots there, I would say stick with like the source of truth of being like the hypervisor itself, like whatever's generating the data, whatever maintains that data, I would say make that the source of truth and just do your snapshots there and your backups there. And then if they are then again snapshotted in TrueNAS, I would treat that like just like any other snapshots in TrueNAS. Like, hey, you know, I had some catastrophic failure. I can't recover the data in this system of truth or source of truth, or I can't restore it that way. You know what? I'm going to have to go back to, you know, an earlier time on that snapshot and revert that. But I would say like, if that's what's going on, I'm totally like making assumptions. I always look at it like I'm going to use the system that I'm using first to try to recover or restore or back up first, and not so much like the backing data that it might live on. I don't know. In my head, that's what I would do. Like if I had stuff that was also snapshotted in TrueNAS, like ZFS snapshots, I would kind of use that as a last resort. Last resort. I hope that's what you're talking about. If not, I have no idea. Girl Dev, HomeLab has 9 Dell PowerEdge servers, a mixture of R730, R730s, 730 XDs, R630s running Proxmox cluster, TrueNAS bare metal, Ubuntu server bare metal, pfSense bare metal, 3 Raspberry Pis, Synology NAS, and 3 UPS. Oh, UPS. 3 UPSs. I learned a lot from you. Awesome. Just set up Net Monitor from your guide. That is awesome, Girl Dev. That is awesome. That sounds like quite the HomeLab too. So you have some enterprise stuff. You have, I assume, non-enterprise stuff in there. You got some Pis in there. I'm assuming you have some consumer stuff in there, and you have UPSs and you got your monitors. That is awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, that nut guide. That video was like an hour long. This is my longest video ever, and that was as long as it needed to be. So. That is awesome. It sounds like you got a pretty good HomeLab. And hey, I'm glad you learned something from me. That's I like to share stuff that I'm working on, so I'm glad it helped. Glad it helped. Glad it helped. All right, y'all. Man, I am going over a little bit, so I'm gonna just start picking and choose ones that I see mentioning me. Tim, are you ever planning on updating your YouTube on NVIDIA Kubernetes and transcoding? NVIDIA changed their container kit again, and I can't get it to work using your video. Maybe. That is, how about this? Yes, I'll say yes, I will. And I'll just commit to doing it. Because I'm going to be launching another channel. I talked about this a little bit ago. And it's going to be kind of more stuff like that. Super deep dive stuff, super niche, like, you know, maybe only 2 people in the whole world need it, and it's me and you. But I still want to create the content and not have the YouTube algorithm then penalize me for 2 weeks by pushing out my content. So anyways, yeah. Hey, if you should clip this, and if I don't do it in the next 6 months, just be like, Tim, totally, I clipped this, and you said you were going to do this. Where's it at? No, I'm kind of saying that tongue in cheek, but this is exactly the kind of content that I love doing, that I'm still interested in. That, you know, even though there's a very small majority of people who would ever even think about doing that in the world, I still enjoy doing that, and so I still want to do things that I enjoy doing in public. And so, yeah, I've already created the channel. It's already out there as 0 subscribers, but I'm going to start putting content there that's more like, hey, you know, this is exploratory, or this is super deep dive, or I'm the only one in the world who likes this, and I want to share it. So, yeah, good question, because that led me right into it's helping me shape and compartmentalize the content I want to do on the channels where they need to go. So I appreciate it. Yes, I will. Absolutely I will, because that's my jam. I need to get NVIDIA going in my own home lab anyways. I got a video card and I have a node. I should figure this out. Same with Intel and QuickSync, which I think I figured out the other day. So anyways, another video I would have made, but it's kind of like, let's see. Okay, host LAN. I'm looking for some more mentions. Let's Encrypt. Took me a long time. Question. All right. Girl Dev, question, newer to TrueNAS. How could I connect my Synology NFS share to my TrueNAS dataset? I've tried traditional FS tab entry. While it works, it gets removed on reboot. I'm just running Linux instances, so not familiar with working with more lockdown environment like TrueNAS, and how to do basic things like mount an external NFS share. I will say though, so I don't know exactly how you're doing what you're doing, but what I will say is TrueNAS has this thing called like startup scripts or something like that. So in the settings, I only know this because I had to manually override and set the ZFS ARC cache manually myself, and it would get overridden unless I went into the UI, and there's a section in the UI that's like, I don't know, startup scripts, and that's basically where you would do FS tab type stuff. So if you find that, you know, just copy and paste the script you want to run, put it in there, and it should start up every single time. I only learned this a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago, because I was manually tuning my ZFS ARC, which now you no longer need to do with Dragon Scale. Anyways, I think that's how I would do it. I'm usually not a fan of doing things in the GUI if I know how to do it in the CLI, or how to do it, you know, from a shell. But at the same time, it's kind of good to do those one-off things there, because then you know the single place to go and modify those. If something goes wrong, you're like, oh, sweet, here are the things that I was doing that's, you know, kind of out of band for TrueNAS. Because majority of the time I treat TrueNAS like an appliance, and that's kind of like my escape hatch for no longer an appliance. I'm going to override something and do it myself. So yeah, I think that'll work. You'll have to let me know. You have to let me know. All right, I'm gonna Swiss Techno Tom. Hi Tim, great to see you. Thanks for the Traefik vid. Can you explain the differences between the use of Cloudflare tunnel in Zero Trust and your Traefik solution with the aspect of renewing certificates? Does Cloudflare renew the certs for me automatically? I think I just talked about this, and if you missed it earlier, we were talking about the differences between like an HTTP challenge and the DNS01 challenge. It was pretty long-winded, but at the end of the day, I will say that Traefik. I'm going to say Traefik, but really, I'm not going to get super technical. Traefik uses this thing called Lego, which is a Let's Encrypt client written in Go, so that I think they named it Lego. Anyways, long story short, Traefik will automatically renew your certificates for you. If you follow my guide, it'll renew them for you. You don't need to open any ports. You can use it internally, and they'll forever get renewed. Mine do. Mine have been doing it for years and years and years now. So you don't need to do anything. Once you get that set up, it works. Why does it work? How does it work? Well, in Cloudflare, when you give it an API token and give it read and edit to your zones, what it's doing is it's creating a text record in DNS, in your DNS provider, and then checking to see if it was created and then verifying it. So as long as that keeps happening, like you don't, your tokens don't expire, or hopefully you didn't set a TTL on your tokens. I said not to in the video, but if your tokens don't expire or you delete that token, if any of those two things happen, or if like for some reason, like you block Cloudflare.com from your whole entire network, yeah, your certificates are going to expire. So how do you combat that, right? So, okay, so awesome. So this is a good discussion. So I want to monitor my certificates, right? I have certificates. I want to know if they're still valid. Supposedly, this thing called Traefik is doing it in the background for me every 90 days, so they should be good. I don't want to find out and wake up one day and say, hey, my it wasn't working for X amount of days, and now I have bad certificates, expired certificates. So what you can do is set up a certificate monitor, right? You got to monitor the thing you want. And if you're using Uptime Kuma, Uptime Kuma can do that for you. Uptime Kuma has, I think it's a checkbox. It's a checkbox to say, monitor certificate. So if you're monitoring that endpoint to see that it's up, you can also check the checkbox to say, hey, also check the certificate. And you could say, like, warn me if it's within 2 weeks or something like that. And that's what I would do. So I would, in my Uptime Kuma, I monitor them. I monitor my endpoints, like, hey, is my internal website up? Is TrueNAS up? But I'm monitoring HTTP, right? Not ping. And then I'm also saying, yes, also check for Cert expirations. And I think you can adjust the timer. It's been a while since I looked into it, but I say like 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks, maybe a little under, I can't remember. And the reason I do that is because I know, like, within that 2 week window, that's when Traefik starts to try to renew those certificates, right? So if you set it a little bit longer than 2 weeks, you're gonna get the alert, hey, it's expiring in 2 weeks. You might want to set it in there. Or if you just want to see it happen, turn it on right now, and I think put the cert expiry to like 100 days, and you'll that's how you can test the alert. So anyways, that is awesome. Yeah, so Uptime Kuma, yeah, you could definitely do that. Then if you want to do it externally, yeah, you could Uptime Kuma. I use Uptime Robot for my public stuff, which is fantastic, and it does the same thing. So yeah, it's pretty awesome, which, Uptime Kuma, they base the whole thing off of Uptime Robot, which is huge kudos to Uptime Robot. So anyways, yeah, that's good stuff. Good stuff. I love it. I love it when you guys ask questions, because then it turns like into a discussion, and then like, okay, so how would we prevent that? And I think that's awesome. That is awesome. Easy Sanook, yeah, that is exactly right. Jim's Garage on YouTube, yep, has a video. Yeah, he does. Absolutely, he does. And he has one on Intel, QuickSync too. Yeah, I know Jim. We talk. We're in Discord. Yeah, for sure. For sure. What's the new channel? Oh, I mean, I've named it something so far. Like I think I put this out like on YouTube, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, like, hey, I'm thinking about creating a new channel, what should it be called? And I still want it to be like TTT, because right now I have Techno Tim. And then this ends up on Techno Tim Talks. And then I thought I like the alliteration. So I want it to be Techno Tim. And some people suggested Tinkers and Trace and like all kinds of stuff. I named it Trace, and then as soon as someone said Tinkers, I changed it to Tinkers, and now YouTube locked in my name for 14 days, so I can't change it again. Anyways, right now it's Techno Tim Tinkers, 0 subscribers, but expect some stuff there soon. And like I said, it's gonna be stuff that, like, majority of the people in the world are not interested in, but it's something I still want to teach or learn on my own, and I love sharing that kind of stuff. So Tinker's a Techno Tim. I like it. I like it. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, I like that. Mainly because it kind of breaks up the name, because if people see Techno Tim in the beginning, they're like, yeah, I'm subscribed to him. Duh. But, it's the third word that you see that, that someone would realize that they're not subscribed to me. Anyways, yeah, it's, that's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to be for sure. Let's see. I think someone asked, oh yeah. I saw this pop up, and this is good. This is a good point. Hey, Tim, are you planning on selling more and different merch? Yes, I am. Yeah, I'm going to say I learned a lot about launching merch. I I launched just a huge collection of dark mode stuff because I love dark mode. I actually had the hat on earlier. I was going to wear it before I found this hat, but this is just kind of my the hat I always have on. The dark mode hat is so nice. I don't want to put it on when I'm like all worked in the yard all day. Anyways, long story short, I learned a lot about it, and what I learned mostly too is like I think I went too wide on stuff. Like I have a ton of products. Like I thought, hey, when I launch my merch shop, I got to have like at least 2 rows of products, and so. So I launched with a lot of products, which was a big investment up front, and it's doing well. Long story short, I will have more merch. I will be launching more T-shirt and stickers. Absolutely, I'm gonna keep on T-shirts and stickers, and then if enough people ask for anything outside of that, hey, mugs, hoodies, whatever, then I'll do that too. I'll always have my my dark mode collection stuff up there, at least until it sells out, and then I'll have to determine. Some of it is already sold out. Some sizes we're out of some sizes, and I'm getting them created right now. But long story short, yes, and you'll see it. I'm always going to add more stickers and shirts. And if you buy a shirt now, stickers are free. So and I have multiple stickers. So basically, you get a sticker with each purchase. And the reason I had to do that is because just the way that Shopify kind of works. I would throw a sticker in with every single purchase, but I have multiple stickers now, so I don't know which one you'd want. And then on top of that, people want to buy the stickers only, and it gets really it's expensive to buy stickers only. So I'm going to be changing some stuff like 5 packs or 10 packs or something like that. Anyways, long story short, yes, I'm thinking about this all the time. I'm running a special now, free stickers with basically any purchase. I'm going to be launching something here pretty soon. It'd be another shirt sticker. I realize that almost every shirt, if I put something on it, I'm going to create the sticker too, right? So that if someone buys it and they want the sticker too, they absolutely can. Anyways, it's fun to think about. But it's expensive. It's expensive because it's not print on demand stuff. I made a choice up front that like, hey, I want control over this. I almost have absolute control of the whole thing, except for I work with a guy who fulfills it. And he's the same guy who does the printing, and he's really awesome. And I made a choice early on that like I want to produce quality stuff. I want to use a good printer. And I want to choose the fabric it goes on. Like I want to try on the shirt and like wear the shirt and choose that, hey, I want, a tri-blend, cotton, whatever shirt. I want this exact shirt instead of some print on demand stuff who, they're trying to cut cost, and they're going to cut cost on the shirt so that they make a profit. And then sometimes you just end up with the shirt that you don't really wear. So anyways, mine are meant to be worn. All that being said, yes, more merch. And as you can tell, I think about this a lot. I think about a lot of things, but I think about this one quite a bit because I even if I break even, I still want to have stuff. Like I want to just like make like nerd gear, right? Like the things I think are either funny or cool. I would love it. I would love it. And even if I broke even, or even take a loss, even if I took a 10% loss, I wouldn't care. Just because it's I don't know, it's fun to do. It's fun to do. So anyways, Jeez, I'm just blabbing about everything. Hey, all, thank you so much for joining. Thanks so much for tuning in on your Saturday and spending some time with me. Thanks for bearing with me with all my light fiasco. Thanks for everyone who changed the scene after the flashing lights, because that's how to trigger the flashing to stop. I know where the code is that I need to go fix. It is Node.js and TypeScript. I need to go fix it. But thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Thanks for the great questions. As you saw throughout the stream, a lot of these questions either spark ideas of things I want to do, or they trigger, larger discussions on, how would we prevent this type of thing. So I really appreciate it. I say this a lot, but this is like the one time a week where I get to talk to people who knows what the heck I'm talking about. So I appreciate this time every week. Most of the time, it's just like, either long stares, puzzled looks, or tuning out. So I appreciate it. If you want to share something, if I skipped over your comment, I apologize. We're running short on time. We have a Discord full of 10,000 people. You can join if you want to. Absolutely. I would love for you to join. Super low ping, super nice people, very helpful. We have social channels. We have tech channels on almost everything imaginable. And a lot of great folks that are in there. We're super close to 10,000 members. It is a partner in Discord, and we're so close to 10,000 members. I think we're, I don't know, 20 short, so it's coming. But all that aside, super great, helpful, nice people that are in there. Love for you to join. You don't have to, but it's a great place to do it. If like I said, if you have something you want to tell me, you can ping me. Absolutely, you can ping me. It doesn't matter. Ping me. Just don't go crazy. But you can ping me anywhere, and I'll try to respond as when I can. That's kind of how it works. I don't mind pings at all. I've explained this a few times, but I have most of my pings suppressed, so that like there's a time when I check on them, and then I'll just get caught up then. So, anyways, this is getting into like the ping psychology again and all of this. I talked about it before. Not going to talk about it again. I will be back here next Saturday, and I hope to have something out for you soon, and hopefully on the new channel. I really didn't want to like talk about it until I had something, and then I could say like, hey, go look at this thing there. But I will. I will have something like I talked about during this stream. Things I want to go deeper on. You know, that I realize that not everyone wants or cares about on my main channel. So, anyways, you all probably do because you're in here talking about it. And if you don't, that's totally fine too. Anyways, I'm blabbing. Have a great Saturday. Have a great Sunday too. Have a great week. I will be back here on Saturday, and I'll be in Discord if you need me, and I'll have something out this week. Be good, folks. Take care. Be good to each other.